Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. Was Imola exciting enough for you? Was it? Yes, we had all the fun of the carnival. Yes, all the fun of the carnival. We had of course the start of the race in intermediate conditions where Sir Lulu was trying to get the jump on Maxi Boy Verstappen, but he didn't quite pull it off, and look at that, he jumped over the curb there and actually lost some of his front wing, which compromised his first stint, I do believe, in the Grand Prix at Imola. And then of course we had the safety car. It came out as well for Nicholas Latifi, who stuffed it into the wall. Yes, stuffed it into the wall in the Williams. And that brought out the safety car. So you can just see here, here's Nicholas Latifi, here's his crash. Sort of makes contact there with the Huss, I do believe. And wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, straight into the barrier. Fantastic. And then of course the safety car was still out when we had this little incident between Mick Schumacher and no one else. No one else, yes. It looked like he was trying to warm up his tyres. I have no idea why you'd try to warm up wet tyres, to be honest. I suppose a little bit, but not that much, surely. And he smacked it straight into the barrier and unfortunately had to come in for a new wing. Let's have another look and see exactly what happened here. So yeah, you can see he's trying to warm up, and there you go, just loses control and smacks it straight into the barrier. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So that was all the start of the Grand Prix. And of course, later on in the Grand Prix, we had this between Lulu making a very, very rare mistake. I think he was trying to pass George Russell. And there you go. So he's off the circuit now, smacks the wing straight into the barrier and thinks to himself, well, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now, lads? So what does he do? Well, of course, he's blessed. He's absolutely blessed. So he puts it into reverse gear and actually gets out of this situation. Yes. So there you go. You can see that he's on the gravel. Now, of course, the gravel, you will bog down. But if you sort of glide over the top of it, which is exactly what he did. He had the good sense to realise that. He could glide over the top of the gravel and actually get back onto the circuit. So we can see he's still trying to think about what to do. Lewis Hamilton, always the thinker. And he's going to engage a reverse gear just about now. And there you can see. Now what he's doing is he's just sort of sliding across the top of that gravel. He's not accelerating too much, otherwise he would dig in. So that's exactly the right thing that you need to do. And he gets back onto the circuit. And then of course, miracle of miracle, straight after that, we had an incident between George Russell and Valtteri Bottas, and that basically saved Lewis Hamilton. Now there is the incident right there, yes, between Bottas and George Russell. Now, of course, George Russell got out of the car and actually smacked Bottas in the helmet, which I would have done as well, to be honest. Yes, I would have done as well. But, of course, he has now apologised and said, yes, that was entirely my fault. It was just a racing incident. And, of course, tempers were flared. I mean, look at all that damage everywhere, though. Look at it all. But, yeah, tempers were flared. But, of course, that's just, natural in racing. It's just natural. I mean, Jesus Christ, the amount of times James Hunt used to get out of his car and nut someone was unbelievable. I mean, you can't say that was just... I mean, I did notice that Channel 4 said that it was a chink in George Russell's armour. Well, I don't believe that was the fact. I think he was just showing a little bit of emotion, which is good these days, and you don't see it very often. So there you go. He smacks Valtteri Bottas in his helmet, and Bottas gives him the... Yeah. Well done, Valtteri. Well done indeed. Let's have a look at the internet. I'm just going to freeze frame here. And as you can see, George Russell, well, he's got his right wheel. It's on the grass. There is no traction when you're on the grass. So inevitably, what was going to happen is that the tyre on the outside was going to gain more speed than the tyre on the inside, and he would go spearing off to the left-hand side and hit Valtteri, who's left him lots of space. And here we go. That's exactly what happened. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Speared straight into Valtteri Bottas. Yes. So there you go. That was basically the whole of the Imola Grand Prix. Excitement from start to finish. In fact, the first few laps was about to drop off, but then all this happened and I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? What is going on? Anyway, I'm glad to see that my prediction in my last video was correct and Maxi Boy did win the race. Unfortunately, I have looked back at the comments and no one got the top three again, but you all came pretty close again. So I think it's not going to be long before one of you are going to get it. So well done to all of you. Well done to all of you for trying. And in the next Hookster Talks, not this one, but the next one, which is going to be the preview for the next Grand Prix, then please leave your predictions. Who do you think is going to be the top three? So yes, a very exciting Imola Grand Prix. I'm just glad that everyone walked away from that completely intact, because there could have been a very nasty accident there just waiting to happen. And I did have a few flashbacks when I saw that, and I thought, oh God, no. But thankfully, everyone was okay. And the race was an absolute cracker. Yes, an absolute cracker. Pretty much from start to finish. Of course, I only watched the highlights, but it was bloody exciting in the highlights. So there you go. I did enjoy it indeed. And how the hell did Lewis Hamilton get up to second place? Now, everyone's saying that, oh, well, yeah, he would have been ninth. Well, I think he would have been a lot lower than that, because he had that front wing and had to limp back to the pits. But, of course, he got the lap back because the red flag came out and actually cancelled the race. So he got that lap back. I think he would possibly have been about 11th. If all that hadn't gone off with George Russell and Valtteri Bottas, I think he would have ended up 11th. But that's just my personal opinion anyway. But yes, the lucky man, the man who is blessed. So blessed. So blessed. He just used the power of Mother Nature. And she said to him, Lewis, engage reverse gear and slowly just drift across my heavenly gravel, and I will support the weight of your car. And you will just drift back onto the track as Mother Nature intended. And you will then go on to beat about 5 or 6 cars in about 4 or 5 laps, even Lando Norris, and get back into second place. Well done, Lewis. Well done indeed. I doff my hat to you, sir. I doff my hat. No, seriously, I do doff my hat, because I can't take anything away. That was a fantastic comeback drive from Lewis Hamilton, from being right down where he was, rejoining after the restart, to getting back up to second place. That was a masterclass. Even Lando Norris was like, I don't know what to do. He's right up my bum. And he goes, he was just too fast for me. He was just too fast. Yeah. He was just... You could see also from Lewis Hamilton the pure aggression on those overtakes. Pure aggression. That was the Lewis Hamilton of old. When he was in the junior series and when he went into Formula 1, those early years, that was the Lulu of old. Yes, that is basically how I started to support Lewis Hamilton, was when I saw that. But unfortunately, I do believe that pure aggression has tailed off. Now, of course, that might not be his fault. Maybe just because he's in the best car, and there's no need to actually use that aggression. But of course, in Imola, he certainly did, and he put on a good show and finished in second place. So well done to Sir Lulu in that race. Well done indeed. So there you go, a cracking Imola race. It has to be said, a cracking race. I thoroughly enjoyed that one, and on to the next one. I can't remember which. Oh, it's Portimao. Yes. That should be a good one. It was quite a good one last year. So, yes, I'm hoping that we're going to get more action. Of course, it's a 2-week gap again before the next Grand Prix. Yes. I was just getting used to all these double headers and, having races 1 week after the other. That now they've spaced it out a little bit, of course. Now, I still believe that we're not going to get a full season before the end, especially what's happening in Brazil and India right now. Of course, there's no Grand Prix in India, but of course there's going to be one in Brazil. And I still don't think Monaco's going to go ahead, but I'm just a crazy old man, so what do I know? What do I bloody well know? Not a bloody lot. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. This has just been my sort of Imola aftermath of everything that happened, because it was just a crazy race. It really was. But it was great to see some excitement. Great to see Max Verstappen take the win. Under difficult circumstances, especially those first few laps in the wet conditions. Of course, anything could have happened and he could have lost it. And of course, don't forget, he did lose it at one point in that race. Yes, just almost went off and binned it. I think he was trying to warm up the tyres or whatever. But yeah, that was very, very close. But Maxi boy came away with first place. Lewis Hamilton, though, of course, got fastest lap. So that means by 1 point, he's still in the lead of the championship because, as I say, he's blessed. Oh God, well done Lulu, well done indeed, and thanks so much for watching everyone. I will catch you in the next video.